Hi, and welcome to Risky Business Podcast. I'm Amber Bernard, and I'm joined here today with
David Cherwonogroozky.
And we're going to be talking about COVID-19 or the coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. And we want to talk about how we're maintaining positivity during this time and some of the things that you can do to maintain that as well.
Exactly. We've just got 3 questions here, and then we're going to go through it together just to see what's going on out there.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things we wanted to bring up, I'm sure you all know exactly what's happening in the world right now, and you're experiencing how COVID-19 might be disrupting your lifestyles and what you can do to adapt to that and move forward and take it day by day. So one of the first questions we have written down for ourselves is, what's the best positive impact you can do amid the COVID-19 crisis? So I'll let you take this one.
Okay, on the spotlight.
Yeah.
Basically just redirecting your focus off from the daily habits that you used to have in a comfortable setting, and now it's changed. So now it's just forcing people to think differently, think more positively when all this negative stuff is trying to get in. So it's just different attitudes towards that.
Exactly. Like you said, the negative attitudes getting in. I think it's so easy with the noise happening in society right now, which is all COVID-19, it feels like.
Yeah.
And you can't get away from it. It's on the radio station, it's in your news feeds, your social media feeds, it's on TV. And it's hard to get away, and it takes up so much mind in your space, I think. I mean, for me, it's really easy to become very narrow focused and just focus on COVID-19 for hours, which I did a couple nights ago, and stayed up in bed worrying about, worst case scenarios, how I'm going to survive if society collapsed entirely. And I think that's a really unhealthy way to think about things right now, because none of that is happening. And you have to realize, you have to practice gratitude. Like, I was laying in a warm bed, I was underneath a roof, I had food in my house, and I mean, not that I'm trying to be funny, but I had toilet paper. I know some people are struggling to get that right now, and I wasn't being grateful for what I had right in front of me. And so once I started to shift that and realize, wait a minute, I know that there's a lot of messages out there that are encouraging maybe panic and stressful thoughts. It's important to actively take control of your mind.
Yeah.
Right.
And also safety measures too for other people.
Exactly. I mean, you can't get away from the news entirely, but it's important to listen to whatever health authorities are where you live. We live in Alberta, and some of the rules right now is social distancing, washing your hands, not touching your face. And I think that's something we both are taking seriously, because we were speaking earlier about this. While we're both not necessarily worried about contracting the virus, or if we do get it, I think we're both pretty confident our immune systems can survive it. But that's not the point. The point is, you don't want to pass it on to somebody who might not be able to survive it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So, be very selfless during this time and think about others. And, I think maintaining positivity means taking care of yourself, right? Whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally, because if you do that, then you're helping everyone around you, right? I think one of the things we mentioned earlier is, if you're someone who's stuck at home or anything like that because of coronavirus, that it might be important to implement a routine.
Yeah, just to keep your sanity.
Yeah.
And just to keep a stable routine is vital for mental health, physical health.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna transfer over to other areas. And okay, for the workout thing. So I guess the second question would be what's your favorite thing to do during?
Yeah, my favorite thing to do during COVID-19, I mean, we just started this kind of protocol where they're asking people to kind of just stay at home and stay. I started painting. My little sister got me into that again, and I am no means a great artist or anything like that, but it is soothing for the mind. I spent 2 hours, I think it was 2 or 3 hours painting, and it didn't feel like 2 or 3 hours, and my mind was focused on nothing but the artwork I was making. It wasn't focused on where am I going to get my next paycheck, what is going to happen at university, because I'm a full-time student and our classes were suspended. you know, anything that just brings you into a negative, I think, state. I was able to just completely focus on what I was doing in front of me. So I think it's important to maintain some sort of like ritual or hobby during this time, and you know, keep your mind busy, but also
not in the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me, that's kind of what I like doing. So one of the tips that we think are really important is that while you're being polluted and, you know, fed a lot of negative information around coronavirus, there are some things you can do to protect your own mental health. And one of the coolest kind of tips that I saw recently was you can tell people in a respectful way that, hey, I respect that you have a concern for me and the coronavirus, but I really don't want to listen to that about that today, right? So
just changing the topic.
I mean, you can choose to give into fear, or you can choose to give into hope and positivity, and you know, all of those good things that keep us healthy and happy. So with that being said, thank you for tuning in, and we hope that this helps to maybe redirect some of the worries and concerns you have. And while those are completely valid, it's also extremely important to practice good habits, right? Make a routine.
Daily gratitude.
Daily gratitude, right? Take it day by day.
If you take care of yourself, you take care of others.
Exactly. So with that being said, thank you for joining the Risky Business Podcast. Bye.
Bye.